और बहुत कुछ में इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानपुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
A very good afternoon to all the dear friends. Franchise India teams welcome all of you Business Opportunity over Chai webinar series. This is a digital representation of the business opportunity which we have got for you. Franchise India team is helping day in, day out all the investors in getting the maximum business solutions as well as suggestions from our side. And it is our privilege to welcome management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am, to talk about this iconic brand which we are presenting for each one of you today, as well as they'll be sharing their inputs, input, suggestion, as well as viewpoint with us. The brand which we have got for you is Sleepwell. It's a leading brand in mattress segment, and I'm sure everybody must have heard about this particular brand, have used their products. And today we have invited the entire team of Sleepwell to showcase their business opportunity with us. With this introduction, I will invite Tanushri to talk about this great brand. Along with him, we also welcome, along with her, we also welcome Mr. Ravi Mittal, Arun, and Shivanandji. So thank you so much, Tanushri and team, for joining us today. It is our privilege to invite you and showcase your brand. Over to you, Tanushri, so we can have a formal discussion as well as presentation from your side.
Sure. Thank you, Archana, and special thanks for that wonderful introduction that you gave to the brand. Feel truly humble. Having said that, before we get this triggered and we get the presentation running, I would want to give you all a quick background of Sleepwell. So Sleepwell is the flagship brand of Sheela Foam Limited, and Sheela Foam Limited is one of the pioneers in foam manufacturing. In fact, the first organization to bring foam manufacturing into organized sector, and with a 50 years legacy, so which takes us back some 50 years back when we had started this. And Sleepwell is our flagship brand. So most of the consumers know us more so by our brand name, which is Sleepwell. We have with us today Mr. Ravi Mittal, who is our one of the most celebrated partners of Sheela Foam. He is our key distributor from Karnataka, who's been in association with us for nearly 30 years now. So Ravi, over to you.
Thank you. Archana, I'm not able to start the video, so if you can just check that. Archana?
So Ravi, I can probably help you. I'll share my screen and maybe you can talk about us and the brand.
The video also is not switching on, so I think I'm not visible if I'm not.
So you're very much visible. Just click on share screen and select the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Visible?
So video is visible.
And the screen is also visible.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'll start. Firstly, very good afternoon to all of you. It's really great that we have a lot of people who have been able to join in today. So as you all know, we are going to be talking about Sleepwell franchise opportunity, which is available to us. And this is predominantly in the showroom space that we are looking at for 3 states today, that is Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. So before we start, I'll just introduce quickly about myself. We run a few businesses, but predominantly we are into distribution of Sleepwell and Sheela foam products in Karnataka since the last 27 years. So ever since the inception of Sleepwell as a brand, we have been partnering with them in this journey. And still, I remember the first day we had started, it was only about a very small setup that we have. But now, thankfully, by God's grace, we are the largest player in Karnataka, and in fact, all India also Sheela foam has really done well over the last few years. So how I'll take this presentation flow is I'll introduce about Sheela foam, about Sleepwell, explain a little about how we function and what is this particular franchise opportunity as well. Then we'll take Q&A towards the end, right? So just a quick introduction about Sheela foam. It's the only listed company in this space in the mattress industry, and it's a $300 million entity with footprints across India, Australia, as well as Spain. So we recently acquired a company in Spain about a couple of years back. The track record of the company is 50 years old. So it was started by Mrs. Sheila Gautam in the year 1971. And since then, for the last 50 years, we have had exceptional growth and we have become a really large player in this industry. We are the leaders in polyurethane foam. So that is essentially what the company does. We make polyurethane foam. And this is with a market share of more than 35% share in India itself. We are one of the largest players in Asia Pacific market, and we are exporting to more than 25 countries at the moment. We manufacture a lot of technical foams as well. So things which go into different industries, say soundproofing or filters, reticulated foams, pressure foams. A lot of OEM supplies to car manufacturers, especially through our product called Lamiflex. Of course, Sleepwell as a brand name, all of you have heard, but then Sheela Group is a much larger company which is into several other products as well. We have a huge network of nearly about 5,000 odd retail partners across the country, about 100 distributors and several other multi-brand outlets where we supply not Sleepwell but other products like Starlight and Featherfoam. These are some of the manufacturing units that we have across the country. There are 10 in India, predominantly since the company is also based in Noida. So the setup is larger in UP. And then we have in South, there are 2 units, that is Hyderabad and Erode in Tamil Nadu. Apart from this, we also have a global footprint. So essentially, if you go through this map, we have the logo of Sleepwell marked out in some of these locations. 5 factories in Australia, which has been there for quite a long time now. We supply a lot of foam to major mattress manufacturers across Australia as well. We have recently, as I said, acquired a company in Spain a couple of years back. And India setup, I've already explained that it's the main bread and butter of Sheela foam. Through these setups, we are essentially exporting to about 25 countries in most of the major continents. Barring Africa, we were planning to enter very soon, but I think most of the other continents have been covered. So something about the main brands of the company. So Sleepwell, of course, all of you are aware, we are the #1 mattress company in India. and probably the only one which is spread across pan-India basis. It's an ISO 9001 certified company. We have a lot of customized products. There's a huge range of not just mattresses, but also there are pillows, comfort accessories, and a lot of other allied products which is related to the bedroom segment. So those are also part of Sleepwell proposition. What we've always tried to come out is with something innovative, a little different products, try and be separate from the market. And we have had first mover advantage in a lot of segments. Eventually, of course, competition tries to copy and come up with something similar products. But in some cases, patents have helped us, so that technology still remains with us. But the other, say, coir, foam, spring range of mattresses which we have, again, it's a very huge segment. So if you talk about mattress per se, we cater to anyone from, say, for a double mattress, 6,000-7,000 price bracket till almost about 2 lakh kind of price bracket. So there is close to about 30 models in this, and everything is covered through that. Some of the other products which we have, so we have mattresses by the name of Feather Foam and Starlight as well. These are supplied only to the multi-brand network. We have been able to segment our retail network into 2 categories. That is the exclusive only network where we supply Sleepwell. And then there is a multi-brand channel where we supply these Feather Foam and Starlight mattresses. So the Starlight mattresses are essentially for a really low budget customer. So the whole theme about our where we have been able to get this growth in the last several years is the whole mattress industry is moving from an unorganized to an organized thing. And a lot of people who are earlier using bottom beds or some local kind of manufactured products, we've been able to move them in a budget category with something like a Starlight mattress, where a single mattress starts as low as 2,500 or somewhere in that price bracket. So we've been able to give that assurity of a good night's sleep or a good rest. The idea is to try and reach each and every Indian and eventually a lot more people in the world as well. So Starlight is helping us in that direction. Lamiflex is the product which is essentially into technical foam. So I'll not get too much into this, but it's used in manufacturing of jackets, helmets, gloves, cricket pads, laptop bags, car manufacturer, those seats and things. So it's a foam product where we supply to a lot of other industries as well. SleepX is our e-commerce offering. So we don't sell the products by the name of Sleepwell through the e-commerce. It is sold essentially through SleepX, which is to cater to the generation who are online shoppers predominantly. Let's talk about how the distribution network functions here. So Sheela Foam Limited being the parent company, they have the manufacturing units across the country. From there, the material is supplied to zonal distributor. So we as one would be the zonal distributors with the company. Under us, depending area to area, we have either area distributors or in some location, it is serviced directly through zonal distributors. So I'd say maybe around 80% of Karnataka is serviced directly through the zonal distributor. We have offices at a few locations, and that's how we are stock points and offices we have been servicing from there. The Sleepwell channel after that, that is essentially the retail. So you as an end user, if you want to purchase a mattress, where is it that you can purchase it? It's through the world's galleries, Shoppies and EDs. Let me just take a few minutes and explain this in a little more detail. So we have a concept of showrooms, which is what we are discussing with you today. And that is the Sleepwell World or a Sleepwell Gallery. These are the showroom concepts where essentially a company does a lot of the display and branding part so that showrooms look unanimous across the country. Then this is a larger format where at least it has to be a 600 or 1,000 square feet area. The smaller concept which we have is a Shoppy. Shoppy is a shop-in-shop kind of concept. And then lastly, what we have is an exclusive dealer where the space is not at all available. It's a very small concept. So we have something of an exclusive dealership agreement with them, wherein they purchase only our products in terms of mattresses, pillows. They could be dealing with other non-competitive products. In fact, that is common for even a World Gallery Shoppy. Any of the dealers could be dealing in, say, a furniture or a furnishing. So complementary products, we always welcome that. Yes, if you want to do those, apart from the dedicated space of Sleepwell, if you have spare capacity, then definitely you can go for furniture, furnishing and those lines. any allied business is more than welcome, because cross-selling is always beneficial to the retailer as well. This is essentially how the network functions. Now you look at, because as I said, it's the largest brand, so we have a presence pan India already. There are close to about 100 distributors, which I already shared with you. So for Karnataka, it is us as a zonal distributor, and we have 3 area distributors under us. Similarly, Tamil Nadu has 9 zonal distributors. So it's a little, the highest number of zonal distributors anywhere in the country happens to be in Tamil Nadu. Kerala has 3. And then if you look at the network, at the bottom of your screen, the showrooms and shoppies which we have. So all India, already there are about 1,300 showrooms which are running successfully, about 1,076 shoppies, and a total channel of around 5,400 retail outlets where Sleepwell is readily available as on date. Out of which Karnataka has managed to do pretty well. We have 69 showrooms here, 115 shoppies. Tamil Nadu as well, 56 showrooms and 49 shoppies. And Kerala, 36 showrooms and just 14 shoppies. So the scope of growth is quite heavy in Tamil Nadu and Kerala also. So as I said, what is the theme that is driving the growth of the company? If you look at the balance sheets, the growth of the company has been phenomenal. We have gone 2x, 3x, 4x in the last few years. So what is the reason behind that? One is it's only recent last few years, 10, 15 years, that the market has started shifting from a unorganized to an organized market. It used to be as low as 10, 12%, the share of the organized market, which has gradually come up to 40%. But if you look at it, we still have another 60% to cover. There is still a huge sales of cotton mattresses. There is a lot of local players who are using any kind of material in the mattress, even if it is not recommended for the body. But I think, especially in the low end segment, the bottom of the pyramid, you see that there is still a very huge unorganized market. Within the organized market space, Sheela Foam is the #1 player with a 35% market share. The only other national player, to some extent, if you want to call it, is Kurlon, but all the others are only regional players. Some are present only in the south, some are only in the west, only in the north. That's how the market is fragmented. In the south, of course, there are a lot of brands. So last count, we have noticed at least 35 or 40 so-called mattresses being sold in South India, but we don't really take that as a direct competition. Okay, some consumers who are not aware about the product, they might consider some of them, or they might be confused in that. But Sheela Foam is, or Sleepwell per se, is far ahead in terms of the organized market segment. Also, there has been a jump in this line due to COVID. So although we have seen a lot of businesses getting very negatively impacted by COVID in the last year and a half, luckily we have not been on the receiving end of that, because the longer a person is staying at home, I think the importance of a mattress is becoming more recognized by them per se. So earlier, if you used to spend 7-8 hours on a mattress, it has gone up to 14-15 hours, because everything is going on. You're watching TV on the mattress, you're attending your calls, doing your webinars, and everything. Work from home is essentially happening more on the mattress part. So people have started realizing that yes, even though it was a neglected category, we need to maybe spend a little more time on this segment per se. Consumers anyway over the last few years are getting more conscious about their health, about quality of life and comfort, and these themes are sort of helping us to grow in the last few years. The other part where we also benefit, where we take a lead above the others, is with a tech platform. So we have a very, very robust backend in terms of how we are using technology to grow. So the more manual work you do, the more time gets spent on that, and the focus moves away from what is essential drivers of the business. In that aspect, we have an in-house developed ERP package, which is all through. It is linked with the vendors, to the company, to the distributors, the retailers, everyone. The entire supply chain is linked using that particular software. It is called Great Plus. That is also more really benefited us in our growth. I'll discuss about that a little further. Apart from that, the research and development. So we are one of the companies who has a dedicated R&D wing in our Noida unit, where we have technical experts who are constantly finding ways to create new types of foam, better qualities of foam, how we can increase the longevity of the phone, how we can give longer warranties, better comfort to the customers. We've been working constantly on these. The result of these is some of the innovative products we have come out in the last few years. Products like Comfort Cell, a responsive memory foam. We have a proprietary Quiltech technology where we do a vertical foaming rather than a horizontal one, which is again unique. It is something which only Sheela Foam does. We have a special neem-free treatment which is given to all of our products, which makes it resistant to germs and dust mites and termites, all this. So it gives a much better, more hygienic sleep solution to the end users. Just a quick slide about Neem Fresh. So it avoids allergies, breathing disorders, dust mites, things which are very common in traditional mattresses. We have been able to bypass that by using this Neem Fresh technology. So this treatment is done on each and every mattress which is sold by Sleepwell, and that eliminates not just germs, dust mites, also bad odor. It always keeps the mattress very fresh. So we have used this neem, which is the Indian tradition. Anyway, we have a lot of Ayurvedic benefits in India. We have also combined that with the Australian technology through some of our partners with whom we deal there, and we have created this Neem Fresh, which is a proprietary technology for sleep. Some of our product range, just to give you a quick idea, we have technology mattresses where we are using something, a different types of foam or a new technology. We have the back support range. Unfortunately, the kind of lifestyles we all are leading, we keep getting a lot of back complaints. So we have a range of 5-6 mattresses which cater to people who have back issues. We have home comfort products in terms of also pillows, bed sheets, comforters, blankets, mattress protectors. So all these products, the whole range of comfort accessories is available to you. And then there is also furniture cushioning. So a lot of people don't realize, but Sleepwell is heavily also into furniture cushioning. We supply foams to a lot of furniture and mattress manufacturers across the country as well. And furniture cushioning plays a big part in our segment. Let's now discuss some of the USPs of being a channel partner of Sleepwell. For one, you have an exclusive only network. We are the only brand in the mattress segment who works only on an exclusive network. All of the others work in a multi-brand environment. The disadvantage of that being, if I go there as a customer, you can pitch to me any X, Y, Z brand along with Sleepwell, and then it becomes so confusing to look at so many products and then try and compare them. Eventually, the customer is more confused and they end up going out and thinking more about the product and they want to come back later, and the sale is not able to conclude in that moment. So being exclusive only gives you the advantage of the entire range, but also a very focused approach in how you have to pitch to the customers and how you can close the deal. So I'm happy to say that what we have noticed across our retail network is our conversion ratios are far higher than any of the competition. You have a pan-India presence. How does this benefit? Say a customer purchases a mattress in Bangalore today, and then he gets transferred to Delhi, Chennai, any part of the country. The warranties are all covered anywhere in the country. That is one part. We also get sometimes orders, sometimes it is bulk orders. Just day before I was speaking to one of our dealers who has given an order for 280 mattress to be delivered in Sikkim. So advantage for us is we have a unit in Kolkata, we can easily ship it to Sikkim. He doesn't have to incur any freight on this. So the pan-India presence from Sheela Foam is a big support also to the retail network. We have a tech-enabled platform, as I was mentioning earlier. It's called Great Plus, and it's a simple app. You can just install it on your phones. The advantage, once as a dealer, if you're using this, you can place orders on this. You can check your outstanding balances. You can see what sale has happened in the last few months. You can do your warranty registrations on this. You can check odd size MRPs. How do you calculate? Say you get a very odd size of mattress. How do you calculate the price of it? All these features are on your phone. So it's just a few clicks. You don't even need to call anyone to place your order. Once the mattresses are built, you get an SMS immediately that these are the products which are being dispatched to you. So we've really eliminated the need to call and speak with a lot of interaction over phone, and where you don't get the line sometimes, numbers are busy and things. It's become really hassle-free to deal because of this tech-enabled platform. We have some really good and innovative products. without getting too much into product details, because that itself will take a few hours if I have to run through that. But a lot of innovative products which competition is nowhere near copying at the moment. To have a hassle-free after-sales service, we do get complaints maybe in the ratio of 1 out of 200 piece or so that we sell. So those are addressed. You need to log in the complaint. The customer needs to log in with a toll-free number. Somebody from the company attends it, a voucher is issued, and the replacement is done directly. So over the last few years, we have eliminated the need of a dealer to be involved in any kind of after-sales service. So once the customer logs the complaint, it is handled entirely by the company till the mattress reaches the customer's place. There is no involvement from a retail perspective. So once you have sold the mattress, I think your only relation with the customer should be just finding out how they are doing and how the mattress is it comfortable or not. No kind of issues post-sale service should be coming to you. And of course, you have a regional distributor support on a regular basis, which is a big advantage. So suppose you are dealing only with a factory which is located in another location, the requirement of stocking which you need to maintain and in terms of how much order you need to place is a lot higher. Advantage of working with a distributor close by, you can place orders for a small quantities, 2 mattresses. Within the larger cities, even a single mattress we deliver to the stores. There is a huge stock inventory which we maintain. That gives you a lot of SKUs which is always ready in stock, and it's only certain odd sizes which need to be ordered to the factory, which are also delivered typically in 3 to 4 days. So that's a huge advantage. We've discussed all about Sleepwell, the larger brand and how we function. Now per se, what is the showroom opportunity that we're discussing here? So as I said, it's worlds and galleries. A world is a larger setup with 1,000 square feet plus area, and a gallery is a 600 square feet setup. But that's the only difference between the two. The rest of the elements, the support, everything remains the same. So this is how traditionally mattresses used to be sold. Any of your parents, if they purchased mattresses 10, 20 years ago, this is the typical shop where you have to go and purchase, like a Lalaji store where you go and mattresses are just piled up, stacked up in a line. You go just press and get a little feel of how the product is, basis which you have to make your purchase. So this is really now outdated. What are the disadvantages of this in a quick slide? Poor product quality, because mattresses are not meant to be standing always. They used to keep falling, and the display used to be really bad. The dealer status in the marketplace is not a very reputed one. It's like, okay, mattress ka dukaan hai, wahan pe jaake gadde khareed sakte hain. That's what it is. There's no, it's not like a showroom perspective. Customer confidence is really low on this kind of a store. It led to more unsatisfied customers. Rarely we used to see repeat purchases in these kind of stores. It was only dependent on the little relation if you could hold with the customer. Otherwise, nothing right with this format. So what it is now in the last few years, what it is moving to. This is typically what a mattress retail outlet looks like now. And as I said, we have already about 2,500 stores which are worlds, galleries, and shoppies. This is roughly the kind of display that we have now. Because you see, the customer, the modern day customer, is not just dealing with mattress alone. They're dealing with a lot of products. He might be going today to a car showroom. He might be going to a mobile showroom. And you see how all the modern retail has evolved, how it has become more and more organized, more display oriented. And that is the direction which the company also adopted. Again, we were the pioneers in this. We started showrooms near about maybe 10, 11 years back now. So since then, we wanted to get into this showroom concept. And it's the effort of 10, 11 years that now we have about 2,500 such stores around the country. What does this lead to? It gives you a much more informative product interaction with the customer. There's a very neat and attractive product display. The customers are now actually able to lie down on the mattress and experience it. How much of a feel will you actually get by just pressing a mattress like this? You have to make a purchase of a 30, 40, 50,000 mattress. It's really unjustified to ask a customer to just get a hand feel and buy it. So this showroom gives the benefit that you can actually lie down, experience how the product is, and then make your purchase decision. It gives the dealer a much better status in the marketplace. It's a reputed store. Someone who's running this kind of outlet is actually proud to be the owner of such a showroom. It gives a much higher trust and confidence, even for the customers to be buying from a place like this. The satisfied customers, which leads to a repeat purchase. there are higher referrals which happens, and also a good word of mouth publicity which takes place. In fact, this we always have felt that this is the best form of marketing. Even though we have a huge marketing budget we spend in terms of TV, radio ads, print ads, and all this, the best referral is the best form of marketing for sure. Somebody uses a mattress and they recommend to the friends that yes, I've changed this mattress and now I'm getting a much better sleep. I'm much more comfortable on this. And you know, that is, you will always get people who want to buy that mattress. They also think that we should change our mattress, and that's how they come and buy it. It leads to higher footfalls and much better conversion rates as well, having modern showrooms like this. And as I discussed already, it's very easy to convert to high end because you have a complete display. People are able to experience the product. So this is some of the outside images, how the external facade of the showrooms look. These are the signages and things. And inside, how you have a very spacious product display. So it's very well planned out in terms of each of the elements how we put. You can see here there are stands for the pillows. There is for the comfort accessories. Everything is very well stacked out. We have made this journey towards retail excellence in the last few years, where we are saying what we all need to focus. The collective energy of the distributors, the retailers, the company, all has to be on excellence at the retail setup level, which is at your stores. Where we say that the customer who is coming there, if he likes a product, we're able to make the sale closure early and confidently there, then the whole backend automatically works. The order comes to the distributor, to the company, and everything works on fine. So what we all need to focus on is what is working or not working at the retail counter, where the end user is touching base with the brand. We are focusing more on the value per se than the product itself. Rather than talking about coir and foam and spring, we have started moving in a different direction, where we are talking about the overall benefit which is being offered to the customer, the support or the comfort layers, what we're using. We have stopped discussing more about the what is going into the product, and rather more about from a customer perspective what benefit they are deriving out of it. So we discussed all of this. I hope I'm clear about how what is Sheela Foam, how Sleepwell as a brand, how we have been progressing over the years, about the whole showroom presentation and things. Now we come to the most important thing. जिसके लिए आप लोग सब आए हैं, जो धंधे का बात है, that what will you do and what will you get. So that is essentially what all of us are here for. So I'll go through these slides a little slower. So if you are interested in getting into a showroom setup, what is the responsibility that you as a dealer will be having? What will be the role that you have to play? One is to look for a dedicated space of 600 to 1000 square feet. It could be your own space, which is even better, but it could also be a rented space. In South, most of the showrooms are on rent, to be honest. But they're all doing well, they're all profitable, and they're growing over the years. A lot of our channel partners have multiplied from 1 to 2 or 3 stores over the years. So we are confident even on a rental setup, it works out just as fine. There has to be a refundable security deposit, which is to be given to the company. So this is as per the town classification. A and B category towns have a deposit typically of 6-7 lakhs, and C and D category have in the range of 4-5 lakhs. That is how the deposits work. And this is completely a refundable deposit. If for some reason after a period of time you're not able to run the store, if it is closed, then the deposit is refunded to you. Just recently it has so happened that one of our dealer in a location in Karnataka, poor person, he had a big health issue, so the person running the store was paralyzed. So we did the formalities, and we have been able to refund his deposit and helped him in disposing the stocks, and that's all been taken care of. So God forbid, if some difficulty comes, you're not able to run the stores, then the entire deposit is refunded to you. Company, of course, collects their elements, and then we close the store. We need a dedicated and qualified champion. So what is a champion? We call the person, whoever is running the store, your salesperson essentially, we call them as a champion, because they are the ones who are representing the brand to the end users. And we have always felt that the salesperson plays a critical role in how the brand is represented. And here we require good and qualified people for this. Some of the stores we have seen in the past, they used to keep people who were more of helper level, or someone who doesn't have much of a sales background. Half the time they're not presentable. So that all has been taken care now, and we have started moving in the direction of a proper salesperson, retail salesperson at the store. That is again something you have to arrange. Civil work is to be done as per the company's specification and guidelines. Essentially at the stores, what we're looking for is white vitrified tiles, false ceiling with LED lighting to be done. Just a white paint all across the store, and glass facade in the front, which is the civil work. So in which company does not get involved. That is the responsibility of you as a dealer. That has to be taken care. Adherence to the company policies, that is the minimum operating price, how you do your discounting part, your warranty registrations are to be done, and how the showroom policy is being implemented. Stocking of the right products at the store, that all is a responsibility of the dealer as well. We have some safe zone elements which is required in terms of masks, sanitizers, thermal screening. So we all are aware how COVID has really come and turned our lives upside down. And we have to give that confidence to a customer who's stepping into any of the stores that yes, it is a safe zone. We are taking all the necessary precautions, the protocols are being followed, and you can come and shop here hassle-free. You don't really need to worry about your safety. So that confidence has to exude from the stores itself. Procurement of the IT hardware and software. Although most of the app works on a phone as well, but if you have a desktop or a tab, it is better to also present to the customers. You can show PDFs of or videos of the products to them. You have your price lists and soft copies. All that can be shown better. So it's not mandatory, but we recommend the stores to also have a laptop or a tab at the store for a better handle on this part. Again, the last point is a recommendation. If you could have tea, coffee, and water vending machines, paper cups at the store, it gives the customers it gives you, in fact, a more interacting time with the customer. So you can offer them a tea, you get those additional 5 minutes, maybe to pitch a pillow, a comforter, a protector, where if the customer was concluding a sale, he might have wanted to move out quickly. You get to spend a few more minutes, maybe you can pitch a few more products or get a little better rapport with the customers. So this slide essentially is what we expect coming from your end as a dealer of the company. What does the company do? What is the responsibility of the company or the distributors for that matter? So there are additional margins, additional benefits which are given to the showrooms. Just to do a quick calculation, the margins per se on the products range anything between 20 to 35%. So the really low end products are around 20. But typically what showrooms sell will be 25, 30, 35% is a basic markdown margin from the MRPs. And then there is an additional benefit of 9% flat on every invoice, which is being offered to all the showrooms. The showrooms get 9, the shoppies get 5. So that's how the distinction between this. The company does a refurbishment of the showroom on every 4, 5, 6 years need basis. So even the showrooms feel that we have maintained it very well. It goes a little longer, but typically 4th, 5th year, we do a renovation of the stores. There is an inauguration support given to each of the showrooms in terms of a dedicated newspaper advertisement, which is given for a store specific. It's not a brand promotion advertisement. It says, for example, Mr. XYZ store is opening at this and this location on this date. So it's a dedicated newspaper advertisement given as a launch support for the brand, for the store. And eventually we also follow up with say leaflets or those kind of maybe some kind of BTL support to ensure that footfalls on a continual basis happen at the stores. Branded t-shirts, Sleepwell branded t-shirts are provided for the champions at the store, depending on how many are there. In some of the furniture stores, we have even 4 or 5 salespeople. So corresponding number of t-shirts are provided so that everyone is wearing that and they're looking more presentable in the stores. Some of the other things here, the elements is all provided by the company in terms of all the branding within the shop, whatever happens is provided by the company. We do listings in our advertisements. Any ad of Sleepwell which comes, there will be a toll-free number when customers can call and they'll be guided to the nearest retail outlet. We don't do any direct sales to retail customers any which way. So everything is routed through the dealers, whether it's an online lead, whether it's a telecalling lead, everything, those leads will be passed on to the nearest showroom. The training and motivation of champions is done. This is an ongoing process because we keep innovating with some new products, some new kind of features, and we keep the sales team keeps downloading that information either online, offline mode to the champions as well. The consumer scheme branding material. So we run offers pretty much entire year now. It's become a 12-month phenomenon where some free pillows, bed sheets, comforters, some offers are running all throughout the year. So necessary branding elements are provided at the stores. We have stopped doing really heavy branding because we felt at some point that arches and large danglers, banners are getting a little spoiling the look of the showroom. So we are doing it in a little more subtle manner these days. But whatever is required, that is provided. Artworks for the branded stationery. If you want to print your own notepads, pens, any accessories you want to print, keychains, which you want to give to the customers. So company supports with providing the branding related elements of that. Certificates are provided to each showroom after opening, and then subsequently also year on year, these are renewed. Advertisement support for the brand. So Sleepwell per se does the advertisement in terms of more on print media, but digital also has become a big space of late. TV, we do occasionally, we are not very heavy on TV. But recently we've also started using social media influencers. So if you go through our Facebook page or on Twitter handles, you'll see we have used social media influence of celebrities such as Suresh Raina, Yasmin Karachiwala, Malaika Arora in the last maybe a year, 6 months, 7 months. So we have started using some of these social media influencers also for us. What is provided by the company in terms of elements at the store? So you guys get a raised backlit signage at the entrance of the store. All the in-shop branding, depending on the availability of space, whatever is to be done, the vendors will take measurements and they'll do it accordingly then. You have pillow stands, which is a neat hanger where you can also stock and display about 15 to 20 pillows on them. You have a scaled down sample stands. So scaled down sample is a miniature of say about 18 by 18 inches or so, which is a quick understanding to the customer about the product. So because we have 25-30 products, we don't expect the showroom to maintain all of that. Maybe about the prominent 8-10 models will be in display at most of the stores, and the others are displayed through these miniatures. So that's a scaled down sample which is provided. Even the reception counter with the side tables as well is provided by the company. The mattress stand where the storage is to be done. So it's a stacker per se where mattresses are stacked up vertically, and you can pull them out there is partition in the center. You can pull them out, put it on the cot and give a better display to the customers. There are stands for home comfort products for the furniture cushioning, and you have single and double bed with the headboards behind it, with a little either a product image or a brand image behind that beds. So these are all what is provided by the company, and I think we have got most of the understanding about all the elements. The last slide which I want to talk about is a quick run on the financials. So of course it changes area to area. I found real difficulty in designing this slide because there are so many variables on this. What kind of rents you're paying, whether you have a salesperson, you're paying salary to him, or whether you yourself are managing the store. What is the kind of sale that is generating, which also varies quite a bit. Within city, we have seen either based on the location or also on the to a larger extent maybe on the management of the person, how well they're handling their finances. All these things matter, but sales have varied quite a bit within cities also. Bangalore, for example, just to give you a very rough idea, somebody might be doing a 4.5-5 lakhs also, and somebody is doing a 10 or 12 lakhs also monthly sales. So that really varies, but we just do a quick run on this. It will give you a better understanding. I've taken a scenario of two examples. So one is a larger A or a B category town, say a Bangalore, Mysore, Mangalore, Madurai, Chennai, or a Kochi, Trivandrum, these kind of cities. So here let's take an assumption. This is based on certain assumptions, but let's say 600 square feet is the area that you are operating on and paying a rent of about 100 rupees square feet, which is pretty much the rent that is running in most of the larger cities these days. So you pay a rent of about 60,000 on that. Let's assume a salary of 20,000. You're paying, you have a good salesperson. Maybe you have a helper also, and you pay salary about say 20,000 on this. The other expenses pretty much as your tea, coffee, or electricity expense, which should not exceed 5,000 in most cases. So a 60 plus a 20 and a 5, so 85,000 roughly will be your running expense, which is a fixed expense. Whether you sell one piece or you sell 100 pieces, this is a fixed expense which you incur. Let us assume also now that you do a sale of say about 5 lakhs, and your gross margin let me also break that up. So a gross margin will be, one is a 25, 30 or 35% basic margin on the product, a 9% which is given to each showroom flat on every invoice on the purchase value. There is a quarterly 4% which is given additional. This used to be in the past target driven, where we used to say if you do X figure growth, you get 3%, 4%, or you do Y, you get a higher amount, Z, you get a 5-6% margin on that. Because of the COVID, we also recognize that all our exclusive dealers are having a little tougher time. We don't want to give growth-based targets at this moment. For the last couple of years, we've made everything flat and we're issuing a 4% on a quarterly basis at the moment. And apart from that, you have an option of taking a cash discount. So if you want to do a faster payments, you have cash discounts of 2 or 3%, which is available on that. So gross margins will range anything between 38, 39% to about 45%. And let's take it on the lower side, maybe about 40% to be a gross margin. Very rarely will there be a scenario practically that you're selling on MRP. So there is some discounting which goes in this industry. We have to a large extent streamlined this also through our app. So the current offers which we run, you register the warranty and you get a message. The customer also gets a message saying that you have got 20% discount plus 2 free pillows, or 10% discount plus 2 free pillows, whatever it is. Out of which we expect the dealers to do a contribution of 10% in the discount element. So that is one. Plus the pillows, there is some negligible charge which comes. So maybe about 2% rough value of it. So I'm taking it as 12%, 10 plus 2, 12%, which is the contribution and what you're offering to the customers as freebies or discounts. There will be a delivery or a card charges, which will be another, say 2% or so. So net after deducting this, about 25 to 30% will be your net margins on this, which comes if you take a sale figure of 5 lakhs, that will come to around 1.3. So minusing your expense of 85, in this example, it is giving a profit of 45,000 a month, which over a year will come to close about say 5.5 lakhs or so. Your investment largely, we have discussed that earlier, the investment largely will be say 6 lakhs or so, which will be on the deposit part for a showroom. Stock of roughly about 5 to 6 lakhs again. And whatever you do, the showroom deposit with the owner, if it's a rented property, a little bit on the interior. So if it's a rented, maybe it will go close to about 20 lakhs. If it's your own store, maybe 13, 14 lakhs. Let's take it as 20 as a setup cost. So even if you take a 20 lakhs thing, the ROI annually, what you're getting on an investment of 20 is more than 5.5 lakhs. So it's near about 25, 27% return, which will be generating on the store. So that's the average ROI that you can expect with a nominal sale of say 5 lakhs. Now, if that sale is able to go up to 6, 7 lakhs, suddenly you will realize that the profit jumps many-fold. And why is that? Because your fixed expense remains the same. Your rent or salary will not increase basis the sale. The only thing which is increasing there is your freight as a percentage. That's also as a percentage. So suddenly your net margins will, or profitability will really jump up if you're able to do a little marketing from your end, a little you're able to approach say interior designers, architects, projects. We do have products which can be supplied to hotels, hospitals, any kind of segment. Anyone who requires a mattress, we have a product for it. So if you're able to approach, increase the sale on those lines, then really you'll see a jump in that. Let's take a smaller city example as well, say a C and D category towns. Again, assuming the same 600 square feet area. The rent, of course, will be lower in these towns. So let's assume a 60 rupees square feet kind of rent, which comes to about 36,000 rental cost. Salaries also typically is lower in these towns, so maybe about 15,000. Still, if you have to get a good salesperson, the other expense will be more or less similar. So running expense here comes maybe about 56,000 or so. Let's take a sale of 3.5 lakhs, which is what anyway most of the C and D category towns are doing. Funnily, I can tell you about Karnataka. The C or D category towns are doing as good a sale as maybe even a Bangalore or a Mysore or a Mangalore. So our Shimogas, the Davangiri, Chitradurgas, these belts are doing phenomenal sales. Higher in many cases than even a or B category town. Still, we should not take the best case scenario. Let's take on the lower side. Let's take a 3.5 lakhs kind of sale. With the gross margin and other elements remain the same. What you make the net profit here will be say about 35,000 on a monthly basis. Here again, because it's a smaller town, your investment on the deposit will be less, as well as if you are giving a deposit to the store owner also will be less. So the investment will come down closer to about 15 lakhs or so, which again gives you 25-28% kind of ROI. And these we are taking conservative scenarios. As I said, if the sale you're able to boost above this, 30 to 40% ROIs are not very unusual in this industry. So this covers pretty much the financial part. At the time of when, if you're serious and you're looking at going ahead with the opportunities, there is an Excel financial model which we have created, exactly this same thing. So we can do the inputs there and we can get whatever output is required in terms of if you change the rental, if you change the salary, what is the return that will come. So we can do all these calculations. Now, I am a business owner, so I know some of the questions which will be coming. This would have covered a lot of it. But the other fear which any business owner has, what if I do this and it doesn't run? After a couple of years, I put in effort and I realize that it's not running. What happens then? Let me tell you, the scope of operational loss is really, really low in this. You have to absolutely mismanage your business to make an operational loss in this. Profit can change, but to actually incur a loss in operating, you have to really goof up in some big way. Forget that. You're running the store for some reason, some personal reason, financial reason, or anything. Tomorrow you need to close down the store. What have you invested? You have invested in the company deposit 6 lakhs, which will be refunded to you. Company will take back their elements, the cords, the boards, and everything. That 6 lakhs is refunded to you. You don't lose anything there. You have a saleable stock, 5 to 6 lakhs. It's not. It's all the regular mattresses which comes on display. So we don't give any display mattresses separately. We always encourage dealers. You purchase the mattress, keep it for display. As and when orders come, try and liquidate that particular mattress, bring another one and display it there. Because we don't want any dead stock at your outlets. So that is saleable stock. Eventually it will get sold if you are even wanting to close your store. You have given a deposit to the store owner as a rental part, which will be refunded to you. So where are you actually losing any kind of money in this? There is no scope of making a capital loss on this business. Maybe if you have done some investment on the interiors, a lakh or two, that's the only thing. So it's quite a really a low risk business because also I'm thinking from a business perspective, that is one of the fears which anyone has. What will I lose if it doesn't succeed? So you hardly lose anything in this. There's nothing to lose, but you have a lot to gain. You can also, if some of you are from a furniture, furnishing, even appliances industry kind of thing, we have stores which work also with appliances. So those can be considered. We can allocate some portion of it and work on those. I think I've covered most of it, what we had as a presentation part of this. So I really encourage you all to be a partner with us in this growth. We always want to work together, grow mutually, and so that all of us benefit. And that was the crux of this presentation. I'll be happy to take any questions from your end. So, and before that, I would like to thank you all for being a great audience, listening very patiently, and also for Franchiseindia to giving this opportunity to us to present ourselves as a brand. And we hope to partner with them a lot more in the future and come up with a lot of stores across the country through this format. For the moment, we are trying with Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, but if any of you are looking at alternative locations, we can take that on a one-on-one basis offline. So with that, I'll end my talk and probably I'll take the questions now. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Raviji and Tanushri, for coming on the webinar. And I would say there are very rare times that we have witnessed a partner of a brand endorsing and presenting the opportunity, which itself speaks volumes why Sleepwell is #1 brand. And friends, what you've heard is a success story of Mr. Ravi Mittal with Sleepwell and his own conviction that partners can make money. And 30 years is a very long time. So I think this presentation came from the perspective of an entrepreneur himself who has been running the business for so long. And Sleepwell being a brand of choice, when any investor looks at investing in a business, they look at first and foremost at the credentials of people who are behind. So credibility of the company, successful business model, and with a 35% market share in the organized market in India, and considering India is a very big country in terms of diversity of culture, demographics, and to gain a market share of 35% is phenomenal. It takes a lifetime for companies to build that trust. And when people have too many choices in the market, the only thing that they revert to trust. And as we also heard, Raviji talked about the organized sector, and we see that sector going, converting, there's a bigger organized sector which is coming, and the growth in the organized sector is much higher than the unorganized one. So it's a very inclusive offering, friends, which includes, two formats, from a world to a sleep gallery that we're talking about. The product is anything from a value product to a premium. So I would say it cuts across all segments of consumer that we're trying to reach out to. And Sleepwell also has a broad product base, which is very inclusive, reaching out to every consumer base. The support which the company is offering includes launch at the time of the operations, before the launch of the operations. There's a launch ad which the company gives. There's also investment done by the company after 4 years of being a partner, because every outlet requires some reinvestment in the interiors, and that is a depreciation deteriorates over a period of time. So that investment, instead of franchise partner, which in case of most of the franchisees we have seen is done by the franchise partner, in this case the company is making that investment. And also I would say they're co-investing in terms of your branding, fixtures, overall. So the investment which is done by the partner primarily would be on the stock, the security, and the initial deposit that you pay towards the property. Overall, 40% are the blended margins which they're offering, and you have additional margins you can have where you can have discounts on any cash that you make for the inventory. So very quickly, Praviji, I'll talk, while you've answered many questions. So quickly, I'll talk about, first and foremost, you talked about unit economics, and quickly, if you can give a breakup of this 20 lakhs, you mentioned 6 lakhs is towards inventory, and additional 6 lakhs is the security deposit that you keep, or that's one component overall. Maybe I heard that wrong. So when we talk about 20 lakhs, so what component goes towards security? What component goes towards the stock or the inventory that he keeps? How much is on an average the investment on the interiors, considering that you're also investing in some fixtures and branding?
So I'll quickly take that. I think 6 is the company deposit for A and B category towns. For C and D, it is 4 lakhs. That's the deposit part which company takes. Inventory is the stock which the dealer needs to maintain in the outlet. So all the mattresses, pillows, accessories, whatever is to be done. Towards that will be 6. So from a company perspective, it is only 12. If you're running your own store, then it ends at that. There's no other investment. I'm taking a scenario where even if you have to take on a rented basis and you have to give a showroom deposit. So Karnataka scenario is a 10 months deposit. I don't know how it is in other locations, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. But even if you consider that, plus a little bit on the interiors, on a very high end, the investment is go close to 20. It could be as low as 11, 12 as well. So it's anything in that range. And if you're doing a Shopee, which is a smaller format, shop and shop, there it's only 7 or 8 lakhs kind of investment. So it's much lower on those formats. So we have again a range of those investments. And depending whether it's your own store or rented.
You mentioned shop and shop. Are we also looking at a shop and shop? Are we welcoming partners for shop and shop too?
The Shopee which we were discussed, that's a format again, which is a shop and shop format. So we can work on those as well.
And that would only include the stock which needs to be invested.
And say a deposit of about 3 to 4 lakhs, depending on the location. Even 2 in some of the locations.
All right. So Raviji, I'll quickly jump on the questions. I see many of these questions coming in while you were presenting. I'll also pick some of the cities. So friends, we're talking about, like Raviji mentioned, we're looking at primarily South, which includes Karnataka, Kerala. Is that also AP in Telangana? Tamil Nadu is there? All these
I think we were focused more on these 3 states, but I think any opportunity coming in a different location, we can probably take it offline and then try to figure it out.
So friends, we've covered the investment. I saw some questions on the investment and the margin. So we've discussed that at length. I'll quickly go on your questions. We have Mr. Venkatesh Prasad, and he's from Dindigul in Tamil Nadu. He's keen to start and work. So Venkatesh, we can discuss with you. Dindigul is open, right, Avicii? Are we looking at Dindigul as a location to progress on the inquiry?
I think I'll need Shivanandan's involvement to answer this, because Tamil Nadu territory, he'll be able to give a better picture. So Shiva, if you can just check Dindigul.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Raviji. Actually, that territory is open.
Dindigul,
we can look into that. Yeah, definitely.
So maybe we can connect with this investor and take it.
So in the interest of time, I might not be able to pick up all questions. I'll try and pick up some questions that I feel have not been answered and maybe require some clarity. The second question which I wanted to pick up is on the stocks. And also you talked about the market operating prices. How is that handled and what is your advice? Does that impact the bottom line or the margins for a franchise partner? Because you mentioned that is something which is controlled and advised by the company.
So company gives a recommendation of maintaining a 10% margin discount. Earlier it used to be, because it used to be a flat discount which is at the store level, it was a little more difficult to regulate and operate. Now, as I said, the schemes we are designing is in a way where the discount message will also come from the company. So if you follow the systems correctly, you have to register the warranty. the customer as well as the dealer will get a message saying that you have got a 10% discount, 20% discount, along with 2 free pillows or whatever. That says inclusive of anything given by the dealer. You have to try and close the sale at that point. So we are trying and regulating it. We do get stray cases that people have given a higher discount and all that, but eventually those stores are damaging only themselves, because neither the brand nor the customer will lose if you give a higher discount. And we have been pushing everyone to come into this regulated discount structure. The advantage we have is a less number of retail counters. So as I said, we operate only on an exclusive network. So the number of counters we have are much lower than any of the other companies. The sale we have proportionately is much higher. So the per unit sale, per store, what they generate sale is far higher than most of the competitive brands. That's how we are regulating the discount structures.
Okay. I think I'll have a couple of questions from Mr. Vimal. Vimal ji is one of our partners from South, and his question, let me open Vimal ji, your question. His question was on the stock, how does that get processed? In terms of the freight charges, who takes care of that? Second is the MOQ. Do we have any minimum, requirement of the value or the stock which gets to the partner? And third question was, the stock comes from the distributor. Yes, it comes from the distributor.
It comes from the distributor. So up to your retail outlet, it is provided to you. There is no charges on that part. From the retail outlet till the customer's place is a freight which you have to pay. That's the only part. Which also, if it's a bulk order, say 10, 15, 20 mattresses, we also do a direct delivery to the customers as well. We are not able to do on a retail basis because the volume is quite large. So it's not possible to go to 300-400 houses and deliver products on a daily basis, which is why we are not able to take that. But any larger orders, we do it directly also deliveries. Sometimes even, as I said, interstate or different places for bulk orders, those are also taken care from the company.
And
the other question I missed one, what was the other part?
Let me go back on the question. Freight charges was one, minimum order for a
So minimum order quantity, if you're in the same city as where the distributor is located, there is nothing. So 1 or 2 matters also, if you do even a 6,000-8,000 order, it will be delivered to you. So there's nothing. If it's a location which is outside where there's a freight involved in terms of sending it, or rather it's more of a handling thing. So we say at least give a 20,000 worth of order at a time. It could be 1 high-end mattress, or it could be 4 really low-end mattresses. So if it comes closer to that value, we are able to ship it. So within cities, typically there's not much.
Sure. And I did see some questions on ROI. I will not take that. We've kind of answered. And I will request friends, anything that you're not too sure or you've not understood right, we can even take that one-to-one, as Raviji mentioned.
So and somebody has asked about latex. So we don't do, latex is rubber. We don't do pure rubber products. We have combinations in some of our products, but we don't do pure rubber. It's typically coir, foam, and spring is what we do.
Okay, now I also see a question. Is there also an option for somebody to become a distributor? Because we saw that in the initial, but the opportunity that we have shared is only for a Shopee and also for the other 2 bigger formats. I
think distributors, because we are already present in all the locations. So only if somebody is leaving, we get an opportunity. Which is not typical. So this is essentially for a retail.
And the question which I see coming from some of them is on the security deposit. Is that something which a partner will get interest on, or that is interest-free security?
There's no interest given on that. We don't get involved much in any of these management aspect of the store. So you're supported in terms of a 9% additional benefit which is given, which is available to a showroom, which is not available to a non-showroom. That is where we distinguish in terms of percentage to you. Because all the focus has to be on sale. It should not be working on an interest kind of format. The sale grows, everything moves fine. So that's the agenda of it.
And we have Mr. Rajesh. I don't know which city is this, but he says my city, the place that he comes from, would fall under D category. So is the security deposit amount fixed, or you would consider to decrease if the potential in that location is low?
I think it is fixed, but let's see, any case-to-case basis, I think we'll take it offline and try and maybe see the location, figure out what can be done.
Okay, I see many other questions also. Let me take one question, which is on the promotions and the discounts. And we have festive promotions and otherwise also a lot of discounts which are offered time to time. How is that treated or absorbed, at your level and maybe at the level of a partner?
Let me answer that using the current scheme which we are operating. So it is slightly varies territory to territory, but what we are doing now here is free pillows, bed sheets, and some discounting part with the mattress. So on most of the medium and high-end mattress, it is free 2 pillows plus a bed sheet. So you look at the MRP value of those, it's almost freebies worth anything 7,000 to 10,000 kind of freebies itself. So So on a mattress purchase value, you look at that, it's a value of 20-25% you're getting as freebies on the product itself. So most customers are satisfied within that. Occasionally, if there's a discounting part, you can not give the pillows, bed sheets. In lieu of that, you can give a discount of 10-12%, which is also okay. But we don't suggest going too high on that. You get occasional customers who say X brand is giving 25-30% kind of discounts. Please avoid getting into those kind of sales with those customers, because you're damaging your store reputation as well as the brand. So it's better to leave a few customers than getting into desperate selling. We have plenty of opportunities.
And the other question which I see is on the dead stock. How is that treated? Is that returnable? Are we replacing that with something which is fast moving, or we liquidate that through some discounts or schemes?
No, we don't get into stocks of the dealers. So once it is sold, unless there is a damage, of course it is exchanged, but otherwise we don't get into the management of stock at a dealer outlet level. So that you'll have to sort of make sure that you don't create any dead stock. Any models which are about to get discontinued, push that, give some additional offers or push it out of the stores. Anytime where you're seeing sort of the store is likely to close, or you're not able to give time to the business, then start pushing the stores stocks out, and you can liquidate everything in there. Nothing is typically a dead stock, because it's standard sizes what we keep at the outlet. Is a very standard, typically a 6.5 by 5 feet mattress, which sells every day. So you should not have any odd sizes at the stores.
Sure. And do you also give some kind of intelligence on the data, what is in demand and based on the location they are? And would that something that will be guided and advised by the company? What kind of stock ratio they should maintain against all the SKUs that we have?
It's not a very structured way, but yes, the sales team or the distributors there are pretty much aware of what is moving in these locations. So that, of course, we guide in terms of what you should stock at the store, at least the initial 3 months, 6 months. Even if you're attending a customer, some queries are coming which you're not able to answer, the sales team or the distributor team is always there to back up for those kind of things. You can always give a call. So we work very freely with our channel partners. It's a very personal relation. So a lot of my retailers have been with me for 20-25 years, which itself speaks volumes. So it's now in second generation. Their children have joined the business. They are working with us. I myself am in the second generation entrepreneur. So we work at a very close relation with the dealers. That's how the company has always worked. So you should not,
in fact, Sonia,
not worry about these kind of things.
Yeah, Sonia, I'd like to answer that question on management's behalf. So on this consultation or the recommendations that we give to our channel partners, to the dealers in specific on what sells best in their geographies. As Ravi had rightly mentioned earlier, that we have this research and development that keeps happening, a part of which is the predictive selling techniques that we are trying to develop. So which should come on the forefront pretty soon. So I think once that happens, it will give some more clarity to the channel partners on what really sells best and what are the prospective selling techniques in their areas. So predictive selling techniques is what we are working on.
Sure. That's very helpful. And I'll pick one more question. Friends, I cannot pick too many questions, so I'll see whatever I see has not been answered during the presentation otherwise. So it's a question from Mr. Murgun on the training of the staff. Is that staff recruited, trained by the company, or recruitment happens at the partner level and you would do the entire training on the product?
Recruitment per se is not from a company thing. He will remain your staff all through. Training is done from our end. We can sort of give a offline help in recruiting. If you have a candidate who wants one of us to meet, interview, that can be done at a distributor level per se. But it's not, they're definitely not company employees. It's all the entire onus of running the store is with the retailers. We provide all the necessary supports, but we don't get into the sort of recruitment and the financial aspects of this. There is some incentives for them, for especially the boys who are the champions who are at the stores. There is an incentive program. So if they sell certain mattresses, they get X or Y amount from the company. That's more structured. So that's an additional benefit, but that's not a salary.
Is there also credit period given to the partners?
Yes, normally there is a 30 days credit period also offered. With the advantage of if you're paying in 7 or 14 days, there's a cash discount in addition to that.
Okay. Another question, because we did talk about omni-channel presence, and is there a product differentiation that we have? You did mention in your presentation that there's a different product which is given to exclusive partner. Now, the entire SKU range is exclusive to the store, or we have also on various market platforms?
So vis-a-vis our online and offline, we have different products. So what we sell online is something else, and offline we have different range of products which is available at retail. Within the categories of stores, if you take exclusive Shoppies and showroom, there are 2 or 3 incremental products which you get. Like showroom will have say 3, I think, dedicated products which is not available to Shoppies. Shoppies will have 1 or 2 which is not at exclusive. That's the distinction. But you'll have 18, 20 common products with any of the other retailers.
Okay, and how many SKUs are we carrying at the store? Maybe the both formats that we talked about, or even an SIS. Typically, how many SKUs would a
Typically, depending on size of the store, normally about 8-10 mattresses what we stock up at the store. We don't want stocking at the store. We don't want it to look like warehouses. It has to be a neat display. You don't need to carry too much stock. So as I said, about 5-6 lakh worth of stock, which will be maybe 10-12 mattresses and about 20-30 pillows, bed sheets, and those comfort products. Not too much. Rest, because you have distributor outlets, it will be serviced through them. We stock up quite a lot and have thousands of pieces in stock. So.
We have somebody who's asking on the cities which are open. I think that has been answered. And friends, we can come back to you on the cities. So these are primarily the states that we're looking at focused approach of partnering. At the same time, Sleepwell will also be open to looking at partners who are outside these states. And I do see MP, I see Bihar, I do see East. I don't know which city in East, but somebody is mentioning East also. So we would be open to discussing all these locations. And I will request all of you to reach on the hotline number of Franchiseindia, and you would need your information and take that to the team of Sleepwell for further discussion. And Ravi, before we close, and since we come at the end of our webinar, I'll request if there's a closing remark from you and the team, and I'm happy to see all the teams on the screen. So welcome Arunji and Shivanandanji as well. And maybe any closing remarks that you all have for people listening both live and on the webinar.
So thank you, Sonia ji. I think we have tried and given an overall presentation of the brand, the product, the offering, everything is done. So whatever apprehensions we could answer here, we have done. But I'm sure as you go back and discuss with your families, friends, you'll have some more queries. So I think the Franchiseindia team is pretty good in terms of they'll be in touch with you. Whatever queries come, I think you can direct it to the respective person, whoever is in touch with you. They'll get back to us, and offline we'll take each and every query. We can meet wherever possible. We'll try to meet. With this COVID, of course, it's a little more difficult to have physical meetings these days, but at least on calls, videos, whatever. One-to-one, I think if we answer your queries, that's little better in terms of availability, locations, or any kind of queries that you have. I think that should be a better way of taking it up. Lastly, as a closing remark, I'd say most of the larger brands or this sort of setup, we don't typically come into a franchise thing. We have come quite late because already there's about 100 and odd showrooms in South, near about 2000 all India. But this is a golden opportunity to close those last few gaps, because I don't think the speed at which you've been going, a year or two will be the last opportunities to open new stores, and possibly we'll have to run with whatever network we have and ensure same store growth is the focus, which already the company has started. So anyone who's looking at should think and act quickly, and I think we can try and close.
Sure, very, very helpful.
Thank you once again.
Thank you. And last question, I did see on the locations, what radius are we giving from one store to the other? Is that something that we keep in mind, or it depends again?
Yeah, no. We try to give a large captive area to each store to ensure their profitability. Cities like say Bangalore, Mysore, it's about at least 4 to 5 kilometers gap between the stores. Smaller towns, we are typically operating only one store. We don't do multiple.
Too many. And what is the term of the agreement? Because you mentioned after every 4 years, there is some refurbishment which is needed. So how long is the term of the agreement that a partner gets in?
The term of the agreement is 3 years. We just do signatures after that. No change of deposit or anything after that.
Okay.
After every 4 to 5 years, we do the civil work from the dealer end if there's anything required, and also whatever from our end, from the company perspective, that all is taken care once in 3 to 4.
Okay. Thank you so much, Raviji. Tanuji, Arunji, if you want to add on to that, Shivanandan.
So I think Sonia, Ravi has broadly covered everything. And in fact, the entire idea of having Ravi present and represent our brand was primarily to add on to the trust that our partners have on us, and to develop some level of confidence of the investors when they are listening to us. Also, I would just like to add that Sheela Foam as a brand circles around lotly on the value system that we have. And that is further proven by the fact that all our partners have been associated with us for more than 3 decades now. So that is one thing that we truly value, and we really hope that anybody who comes on board with us shares a similar relationship, and works in a similar ecosystem with us.
Yeah, thanks so much. Shivaji, you want to add? Yeah, thank you.
Nothing. So thanks for giving such a platform.
Okay, thank you. And I'd like to thank the entire team of Sleepwell. I'm thrilled to have, all the responsible team here answering all the questions. And also there are very few businesses, you can pass from one generation to the other. We have not seen many businesses you want to keep and you want to pass on, but we have live examples of not only Raviji, who has been with the Sleepwell, and he's a second generation entrepreneur for about 30 odd years, the families, and many of their partners have also been with Sleepwell for more than 30 odd years. So which means second generation, third generation, they've followed the legacy further. So I would request friends, all of you who want to speak and connect one-to-one, we're holding a discovery day. Ashna, can I request if we have a date already decided where we can announce, and we can have our partners who can come, prospective partners who can come on a call. And for others, friends, I will, our team at Franchiseindia will share the entire presentation with you, whatever you need before these calls are made. Ashna, I think there's some issue with so Raviji, any date that you want to decide as a discovery date, we'll bring these prospective investors either on a call or maybe a one-to-one meeting as convenient.
We had fixed up.
7th was the day that was fixed as a discovery day.
All right. So friends, that is 7th of September, which is about 4 days from now, about 5 days, I would say. So you can reach out to the hotline number of Franchiseindia. We'll fix your slot for 7th, about 25 to 30 odd minutes, which we can block on Zoom or telephonic discussion that can happen. Our teams, our regional teams of Franchiseindia in all cities, I would say in South, would reach out to all our investors who joined in and also got registered for this event, including people who are listening live to us. So thank you so much, friends, for being with us, and thank you the entire team of Sleepwell for presenting this wonderful opportunity to our prospective business buyers. I request Ashna to kindly take it up from here.
So thank you so much, Tanushi. Thank you so much, Ravi, and rest of the team members for joining us today for this webinar. We really want to pass our regards to you for all the dry runs and the preparation for this particular webinar. Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am, for hosting the webinar. All the dear friends, we really want to thank you for registration, attending the webinar. We tried to cover maximum points. You need more clarity. You want to have one-to-one interaction with team of Sleepwell. Please do connect with us at our business hotline number, which is 9717683838. We request you to save this number in your phone book so that you get a regular updates from our side. Also connect with us at a different social handles. We are available at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Your valuable suggestion will help us in improving our process. So please do share your feedback as well as suggestions. You want expert advice, you want guidance from management team of Franchiseindia, you can easily get so. Just register and connect with them at the LinkedIn platform. We have shared their LinkedIn IDs. So please connect with Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am. And we are bringing again the biggest show ever from Franchiseindia. It's a 2-day business buying festival on 4th and 5th of September. The venue is JW Marriott, where you can witness and can have an interaction with 150 plus iconic brands. So we are inviting each one of you to these 2 days of business buying festival. Please join us on 4th and 5th of September, JW Marriott. Today, under our Bharat Franchise Show, which is our digital show again, which will start at 7 p.m., we are inviting you to join us for our Vadodara show. That's the chapter we are bringing, where we have invited the brand founders from 5 different companies. They will come talk about their model. Do registration right now. You can register yourself either by sharing your insights at our business hotline number, or you can go to Facebook page where we have shared the registration link. So please do registration right now. And tomorrow under our 12 p.m. webinar, we are bringing another great iconic brand for you. New York Fries, that's the brand we are bringing for you. It's a premium QSR chain where the team would come and talk about 3 different models they are offering for Delhi market. So in a very simple process, either join us at the Facebook page, or you can get the registration link at our business hotline number. Thank you once again for joining in today. Have a very safe day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.